Hey guys, Tatiana here. I'm coming to you from Greece on the island of Zakynthos, and I want to point out that I'm sorry for the video quality. I'm using my webcam right now. It's kind of blurry, it's not that great, but I figured, it's not about the video quality, it's about the quality of the content. And so today I really want to add value to you by showing you step by step how I source products from Amazon. And I want to point out that, back when I started selling products on Amazon, which was about 3 years ago, it was very different because there didn't exist all these apps and tools that you can now purchase and use to really facilitate and streamline this process for you. So things are a lot more efficient now, a lot easier, less tedious. I mean, I remember when I was sourcing products, it was the worst part of the whole process. I just hated it, just browsing products, and it just wasn't enjoyable for me. So now, with these tools, and I'm going to be using Jungle Scout today, I'm going to show you how it can really make things a lot easier for you and help you find a product that is just better. There's only so much that you can really do with your own human brain, and with tools like Jungle Scout and using technology, it really helps you kind of put two and two together and figure out what are the best products out there for you. So before I dive into that, I just want to show you how, if you don't have an application, if you haven't purchased Jungle Scout, or if you don't if you haven't purchased Jungle Scout, this is how you would be doing your product research. Basically, what you would do is you would go to Amazon.com or whatever marketplace that you're selling on. So if you're in Germany, you go to Amazon Germany. If you're in the UK, if you're in Australia, you search in the marketplace that you want to sell on. But for this example, I'm going to do Amazon.com because it is the world's largest marketplace for Amazon, and that's where I like to sell. So you go to the website, and I would suggest opening up an incognito window, which means that basically the search results aren't going to be affected by your previous browsing history. So it's pretty discreet, and it's the better way to do it. And so what you do is you just search a product that you might be interested in and then see what comes up. And a lot of people, they think that when they want to source a product on Amazon, they think of these products that they have in mind because they like the product. But that's kind of the worst thing that you can do. It's a big mistake that people make. They think, I love, I love this hair piece or whatever. Let me source that on Amazon because I'm sure everyone else will love it. But that's a big mistake. You have to see what the market wants. And sometimes just because you bought something doesn't mean that everyone else likes it as well, or they don't share the same taste or same style or same needs as you. So that's why we do the research. That's the most important part. And you have to do your due diligence. So let's go over here to Amazon.com. And, one way to look at things is you would, search for the best sellers. So you can search in a specific category. So if you already have an interest in a certain category on Amazon, like sports and outdoors or gardening or pet supplies, or if you have an existing business that now you want to source a product on Amazon that can now complement your existing business. Say, for example, you have a pet shop, and you say, I want to source a product on Amazon that I know is selling really well, and that can complement my store, and I can also recommend my customers in my physical store to my Amazon store, and you share the business. So then you would just search in the pet category, because there's thousands of products in that category alone that are super amazing and awesome to source. Or you just pick the category that you're interested in. But having said that, you don't need to love the product that you're going to source. You don't need to have a passion for it, and you don't even need to use it personally. It's really just about seeing that there's a demand for it, the market wants it. You're going to be adding value to the market by providing the product and hopefully providing a better version than what's already out there of the product. And then that's that. And then you sell it. And, with time, you might find products that you are passionate about, and then you develop that into a brand, and the brand is really what is more sustainable. A lot of people just source random products here and there on Amazon, and their whole business is on Amazon, which is good. It can last. It can make you a ton of money, that's for sure. But it's not as sustainable as building a brand that is known, a brand that you can now take off Amazon, sell on your own website, sell on a different marketplace, sell on Shopify, and it just helps you not put all your eggs in one basket. But that's another video. So let me go here to my screen now, and let's see let's find some bestsellers. All right, so having said, talking about pet supplies, let's search in the category of pet supplies. So if we go down here and we go to pet supplies, and then we just hit search. So we don't actually we don't actually type anything in, okay? It's important you don't type anything in, but if you do have an idea of something you want to source, you can do that too. And then you just hit search, and then you scroll down and you try and look for the best sellers. So there's always an area, here we go. So they all have an orange badge, and it shows that these are best-selling items. And so basically what you would do is you would manually create a spreadsheet, and you would input these best sellers, things that you might be interested in, things that have potential, you know, like I probably wouldn't source dog food because that would be very competitive. That's got 13,000 reviews. But you know what? These gloves could be a good idea. Small, simple, low liability risk. You know, I'll put that in my spreadsheet. So that would be the process, and that's what I did many years ago. Now, there's better options. There's alternatives now. Jungle Scout is an amazing tool that you can use. They've got a web app, and they've also got a Chrome extension. I'm going to start by showing you the web app, and then I'm also going to show you the Chrome extension and how I use it. And it's just really accurate, and it really helps you find really good selling products. It's just, you got to get it. I am an affiliate for Jungle Scout, so if you do click my link, then I do get a commission for it. But again, this is kind of like every seller that I know has Jungle Scout, so you're going to need to get it eventually. Might as well get it with the discount that I'm providing for you in the description of this video. All right, let's go to Jungle Scout. So this is what the dashboard looks like on the web app. And so if you're doing product research, you would click on the product database. And for me, again, I'm in the United States. And now I'm going to select categories that I'm interested in selling in. So some categories are restricted. And you need to have an application in order to be able to sell in them. And some categories, you know, you just don't want to sell, you know. So for example, beauty and healthcare, a lot of girls that message me, they want to sell in that category, and they've got great ideas for skincare and all that stuff. But, you know, part of my bonuses when you sign up for a course through me is I do coaching, and I always tell people, I give them a document, you know, outlining exactly why I don't like to sell in the beauty category. And it is lucrative, but you need a lot of registration, FBA certificates, and anything that is topical that's on your skin is a very hard thing to get into. So, you know, for me, I'm just going to avoid it as a first-time seller. Once you're more advanced, then you have more leeway. Then you can start selling in other categories that may not have as much competition, higher demand, but a bigger barrier of entry because you're an experienced seller. But for now, we're just going to check certain categories that are much easier to get into that still have high demand, and you know, things that I'm kind of interested in. So for me, baby, I love the baby category. Clothing and shoes, not so much, although I do have products there. Pet supplies, yep, I like that. Sports and outdoors, I like that. Toys and games is great. But if you're in the fourth quarter and you're a new seller, that's when Christmas time, around Christmas time, Amazon won't let you sell a product in the toys and games category. So be sure you launch before the fourth quarter and have some sales history. Let's see here. Movies and TV. Office products is great. Patio and lawn, great. Home and kitchen. Health and household. Grocery, no. Again, that's going to be ingested. There's liabilities with that. You know, I'm trying to avoid my liability risk. Okay, I think this is good for me. You know, these are the categories I kind of like as a first-time seller, if I was, you know. Then you go here to product here. So you like standard or oversized. You know, obviously if your product's oversized, it's going to incur much larger storage rates with Amazon FBA. And remember, guys, what we're doing with this is we're going to be selling with Amazon FBA. That means fulfilled by Amazon. That means that when you receive the products that you're sourcing, you're not just going to receive them at your house and then send them to the customers every time someone places an order on Amazon. You're actually going to send them to the Amazon Fulfillment Center, and Amazon's going to take care of everything for you. And that's, yeah, there's a fee for that, but that's the best option. And also you get a boost as a seller when you are fulfilled by Amazon. So we're going to do standard, and we are going to show FBA sellers. So we're not going to do either of these two. Now, minimum price and maximum price. You know, for me, I would not say to go under $19. And the reason for that is because, you know, FBA fees have increased. There are more fees associated to sourcing a product nowadays. If you're under $10, your product is considered an add-on item, which means that if someone wants to purchase your product on Amazon.com, but it's say $9, that means they have to purchase other products before they can actually check out your product. So it's a very big inconvenience to people, and that means that people might leave it in the cart for a month or two before they actually need other products on Amazon, or they just might abandon the product and find something that's above the $10 mark. So definitely above $10, but I would recommend, at least $19. That's the minimum. There's many products at that price range, and that just means that you're going to have better profit margins. Maximum price. So, maximum price, you might say, oh, let's make it $200, $300. But you know what? You don't want to exaggerate the price. Remember that people go on Amazon.com to find better deals. They get better deals than they can find in the local stores. They get more variety of products, etc. So maximum price, you want to kind of keep it within a price range where people are still going to feel like, you know what, I'm getting a good deal. It's not going to incur lots of hesitation because it's too expensive, but at the same time, it's going to allow you to make more profits. So I would say your maximum price should be around $50 to $80. $80 is really pushing it, and I wouldn't really go at that price point unless you are a developed brand on Amazon. So if you're a brand that people now know, you've got reviews, you've got social proof, then people are going to be willing to spend more on your product. For example, when I first started selling my product on Amazon, I started selling it at $24. And as I developed my brand, as the demand grew, I kept getting out of stock. And I just realized, you know what, maybe if I increase my price, fewer people will buy, and then I'll be less out of stock. And this was the very beginning phases. And so I did a lot of testing, and I increased my price, and more people wanted to buy it. And I was so surprised. And now my product is at, I think, $61 or $64 on Amazon. So from 24 to 64, and that's all because I built a brand. So again, that's in another video. If you want to learn more about that stuff, make sure you subscribe to Lux Biz on YouTube and hit the bell symbol so that you get notified whenever I have a new video. Anyways, for the purpose of this video, let's do the maximum price at let's do $70. No, let's do $60. So I think that $60 price point is a bit, like they're not going to hesitate too much when they're making the purchase. If you go at $80, they're going to maybe think about it a couple days, consult with their spouse, whatever it may be. So I think $60 is a good price. Okay, minimum reviews and maximum reviews. This is huge. So because now there are so many people like you and I who are selling on Amazon, there's a lot of competition because people know that, this is a great opportunity. And yes, just because there's competition doesn't mean that Amazon FBA is dead, doesn't mean that it's too late to get your foot in the door. It's just Amazon is just growing and growing and growing. And 10 years from now, you're going to wish you started today. So minimum reviews, I would set that at, don't set minimum reviews. Who cares about that? Maximum reviews is what you care about. So if the best seller has 2,000 reviews, I don't think you guys will understand how hard it is to get reviews until you start your business. It is extremely hard. And the reason for that is because people, when they receive a product and they're happy with the product, most of the time they're just not going to think or to go out of their way to leave a review. It's just not in their thought process, and they don't care about that. It's not until the product is outstanding and they're having a really great experience that they want to go on Amazon and leave a positive review. Now, on the contrary, as soon as a product has any issue, or if they had issue with the shipping took too long, or the product packaging isn't good, or the product fell apart, whatever little issue it is, then people will immediately go straight to Amazon to leave a negative review. So that's why it's a lot easier to incur negative reviews than it is to incur positive reviews. Regardless, reviews are hard to achieve, and that's why you don't want to see, the first page full of sellers who have 500, 1,000, 2,000 reviews each, because you know what, it's going to be so hard to compete with them. And a lot of these sellers started years ago when they could buy reviews, which means that they would give their products for 1 cent or whatever to someone, and they would give them the products for basically free, and they would say, I'll give you the product, but you have to leave me a positive review. And so that's how they accumulated so many reviews. So nowadays it's much, much more challenging. So I highly recommend making your maximum number of reviews around 200. And that seems very low, But again, there are so many products within that review range that are going to be great, and they're going to be much more attainable for you because you don't have to compete with such a high number of reviews. So the lower number of reviews that your competitor has, the better. So if they only have, the best seller is selling amazing and they only have 20 reviews, that's a great opportunity, because how easy would it be for you to get 20 reviews? Pretty easy. Contact some friends and family, send them your products, have them buy your products, of course, leave an honest review, and you got those reviews, and now you're able to compete with them on that first page. So I would say, 200 max. So, okay, let's jump here to minimum weight and maximum weight. Weight is very significant, and for the people who do coaching through me, a lot of times they send me their product, their top 10 products, I review them, and these products, they're like 2, 3, 4 pounds, and I say, did you not follow the criteria for searching for a product? You do not want a product that is heavy, because yes, it may be selling at $60, $80, $90, but you know what? It's going to cost you a fortune just to ship the product and store it sometimes if it's oversized. So maximum weight is 2 pounds, but honestly guys, if you can find something under 1 pound, go for it. That's much better. So maximum 2. Okay, so here, minimum and maximum monthly sales. I would say, I want to see a minimum of 300 sales per month. So if a product is selling 10 per day, that's a good amount. So I'm going to put 300 per month. Now here you can include keywords, exclude keywords. This is great if there's certain things that you really, you've done the product research before and you don't want them to show up, or you want them to show up. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to search. All right, so let's see what comes up here. So we've got a bunch of things that are showing here. Most important is you're going to see here the monthly revenue, which is actually very accurate. Thank you, Jungle Scout. You're also going to see the monthly sales. You're going to see, this is estimated, but it's pretty accurate. The sales rank. So sales rank is the BSR, best sellers rank. On Amazon, the lower the BSR, the better. So if a BSR is super high, then it's going to be not selling as well as a BSR that's super low. And here you can see the reviews, which is handy as well, and the weight. All right, so I'm just going to browse through some of these products, and I'm going to get an idea of what I like. And then, instead of having to input everything on a spreadsheet, which is still good to do manually, if I like something, then I'm going to add it to my product tracker. And so basically my product tracker is going to now show me all the products that I like so I can see it clearly, but it's also going to track them. It's going to track them over however long I want to, over a month, 2 months, 3 months, and I can see their sales volume. I can see the history. I can see, when it sells better, when it sells worse. I can see them changing their price, all of the details like that. So these are dog outfits for thing 1, thing 2, thing 3. That's kind of cute. Not really something that I'd want to do, but definitely selling well, 60,000 a month almost, with really good reviews. So people like that. It's a very simple product, sells for $33. Definitely going to be profiting a lot. So maybe this gives me an idea. Maybe this is something that I could do, So I will actually add this to my product tracker. Let's move on. So dog treats, for me personally, I don't like to do anything that a dog or an animal or a human can ingest. For the reason is just the liability risk. There's more certifications that you may need, and it's just quite a bit of competition. A lot of dog treats do really well, but again, it's up to you if you want to, get all these certifications, pay the extra money. And again, there's still risk of liability, because imagine if the product that you sold them is now expired, or during the transportation one of the bags got open, or there's a hole in it and it made the food go bad, and then someone's dog is eating that, and if their dog gets sick, their dog is like their child, right? For a lot of people, their dogs are their children. And if that dog gets sick, I don't want to be held responsible, and I feel bad about that too. So, nah. Okay, supplements, great. They sell really well, but not something you want to look into as a first-time seller. Everybody has a supplement line. There's so much competition out there, and it's just a lot of work. So, okay, none of this stuff really interests me. What's this? This looks like a really poor product listing. Look at this image. It's not even optimized. So if I want to check out what this listing looks like, I can say view on Amazon, and it's going to open up here. Wow, look how bad this listing is. So definitely not someone who's taken an Amazon training course, and I highly recommend that you guys do take a course. Even with these tutorials that I'm providing you for free, or other people on YouTube, like, it does not compare to taking a step-by-step in-depth course. There's so much more that you're not going to learn from this video or other videos that you will learn from a course that you're investing in. So I highly recommend it. Click the link in the description if you want my recommendation for a course. Plus, I offer you personal bonuses, including coaching and all that stuff as well. So, you know, this is just not optimized at all. The bullet points aren't optimized. They don't have enough photos. But you know what? They're selling really well. So they're doing around $24,000 a month. It's 0.2 pounds. They've got a pretty good profit margin. So this is something I definitely want to look into. How many reviews do they have? 177 reviews, and they're 4.8 stars. So I like products like this because I look at this and I say, you know what? Clearly there's a lot of demand for this product because people aren't buying it because it's aesthetically pleasing. People aren't buying it because they've got good marketing techniques or, you know, whatever, optimizing their listing. They're buying it because they need it, and they're buying it because they want this product. However, the seller has not optimized it, and I know that with my experience, my training, and all the things I learned in my Amazon training course, I know that I can make this product so much better and I could sell way more. So I'm definitely going to add this to my tracker. I like this. And look how small this thing is. You know, it's so simple and so small. It would cost me pennies to ship it. No liability risk. It's a piece of plastic, simple. There's just so much I could do with this. This has a lot of potential. All right, let's move on. So this here is a large magic cleaning eraser sponge. It doesn't look like it's a brand name, which is good. So, you know, when I think of a magic eraser, I think of that like Mr. Clean, is it? You know, and anything that's brand name like that, you're going to see a lot of that in the beauty category, in the baby category as well. There's a lot of brand name things. And yeah, they sell really well, but they're brand names. And it's going to be very challenging for you as a new seller who nobody knows, you know, nobody knows your brand, you're insignificant. It's going to be challenging for you to compete with a brand name that people have been watching on TV commercials, people have been seeing it in the supermarkets. It's called the law of familiarity, and they've seen it time after time after time. It's registered in their subconscious, and even if they haven't purchased it before, even if they don't have experience with it, they now say, oh yeah, I recognize that brand. And people always go towards, they gravitate towards what they recognize, what they know, what they're familiar with. So definitely if there's a category that is saturated with brand names, I would avoid it. It's just going to be very challenging for you as a new seller who's not established to compete with that. This one doesn't look like it's brand name though. I'm going to check it out on Amazon just to make sure. You know, I've never seen it, so I don't know. I would have to do more research, but looks like this is, you know, a pretty experienced seller on Amazon. Just looking at their listing here, seeing how they write their thumbnails, seeing their images. They've got all these keywords here, so I know that they're actually someone who's probably invested in a course because they know how to optimize things, you know, just looking at the description and all this stuff, yeah. So this could be a good product because it's something that is selling well. It's not a brand name. You know, I can see that someone else who took an Amazon course has already sourced it, so they obviously saw potential. $13,000 per month profit, not bad for such a simple product. And it looks like the profit margins are really good. So I'm going to add this to my tracker. So without going too long with the web app, that's basically what you do. And then you can just look at products on your tracker. You can track it for maybe a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, see how things are, and then you settle on a product. And don't get into analysis paralysis where it just becomes so hard to pick something, because I know people who take months to pick their first product, and time is money. You don't want to be spending so much time to do something so simple. It is a tedious process, but with Jungle Scout and these apps that now exist, it's much easier, and it's actually enjoyable in my opinion. It's kind of fun. So, you know, there's pages and pages and pages of products, and that's what it's going to take. It's going to take your time. It's going to take your patience to go through page after page after page. But I know that the students of mine who do that, they're the ones who are successful. They're the ones who find those nugget products, the products that, maybe, like that other product. It's not optimized, but they're making high profits and their sales are really good. But, other sellers haven't really found that product and jumped on it because it was like so far in the search results and they didn't want to spend the time to do that research. All right, now I want to show you how to use the Chrome extension. So I'm just going to go back to Amazon.com over here and I'm going to show you an example. So Jungle Scout, again, has the web app and the Chrome extension. If you want a discount on purchasing your Jungle Scout Chrome extension, click the link in my bio and you'll get a discount. So here, this is what the Chrome extension looks like. It just sticks here to your Chrome. And then basically, if you see a product that you're interested in knowing, okay, what is the sales rank, how is it doing, then you would click on that and instantly it populates all this information. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to all departments and let's say, for example, I saw, what's something that I've seen recently? Let's say that I saw baby backpack carrier. Okay, so that's a keyword. Oh, that's actually, no. See, a product like this you would never want to really source. This is going to cost you a lot to ship. Let's just say baby, let's see what pops up. Baby toothbrush, sure. Well, these are going to be too cheap, so actually this is a bad example. Let's do, I don't know, I don't have a baby, so what are baby items? Okay, so I just typed in baby bandana drool bibs. So this is what comes up. You see all of these sellers here. I could, again, do it manually and input all this information, but I just want to see, let's use Jungle Scout. So I click on Jungle Scout and immediately Jungle Scout will now collect all the information from all these sellers and it's going to provide all this for me in a compact format, very legible, and I can get a very good idea of how this product does. And then if I think it does well, then I'll input it into my spreadsheet and I'll say, this is a product I want to monitor. So here on the far right over here, we're going to see that it has high demand with low competition. Whenever you see that green symbol, oh, it just changed to high competition. So if it's green and it says high demand, low competition, that's always a good thing. That's what you want to see because that means the competition means how many reviews there are. Because it changed to high competition, it's showing that actually there are a ton of reviews. So yeah, there's demand, but there's also a lot of competition. So, that's not the greatest thing. So the average reviews is around 300. For me, that's pretty high. But if I look here, there's people who have 23 reviews, 47 reviews. So it's always good to not just look at these metrics, but also look here. So I can see this person with 18 reviews doing $1,500 a month. These ones are sponsored products, so that means that they're paying Amazon for advertising, which is why they're doing better with their revenue. So yeah, they've only got 23 reviews, but their revenue is higher. But it probably also means that they're spending quite a bit on advertising. So I don't really look at these ones when I'm doing my calculations. I like to look at other ones. So here, average price is $18. That's not bad. It's a bit less than my $19, but that's fine. Average sales rank and then average monthly sales. So here I can see the revenue for all of these top sellers. I can see that, this one is doing $25,000 a month at 478 reviews. This one's doing $31,000 a month with only 81 reviews. So that makes me curious. Why is this person doing more than this person who has 824 reviews? So then what I can do is I can click on the listing directly. I can click on each listing and I can look at them. So the first one was selling at $19.95, doing $15,000 a month. That's actually this one. So they're doing they've got a ton of reviews, but they're not doing that well right now, which tells me that probably at some point over the last year, maybe 2 years, they reached a peak and they were doing really well. They were getting a lot of sales and they acquired a lot of customer reviews. But I guess competition got the best of them. They didn't keep up with things. And now they're doing not as so good. Versus this person only has 81 reviews, but they're doing really, really well. So I'm curious to know what their sales trends are. So I can use Jungle Scout to check out their sales trends, see if they had like a sale that boosted their ranking. try and figure that stuff out. And I can see here, you know, what their listing is. So when I'm creating my listing, I can now use this listing as an example. And I can say, wow, this person's doing really well. So obviously that when someone goes to their listing, they're more inclined to click buy now since they have so many sales. So people must like their listing. So I could use this listing as an example for when I make my listing. This here is called enhanced brand content. So if you're a new seller, you're not going to have access to that. You're going to have a listing that looks like this with a description like this. However, you know, if you're more established or if you get the exception from Amazon, then you'll get this special listing where you can insert video and banners and pictures and just make it more beautiful, and people will be more inclined to buy it. So that's good. So basically this is what I would do. And so I would do product research. I would look at best sellers, and then I would look at this data here. And, you know, again, you have all these options. You can see the keywords associated with the product. You can see the Google Trends report. You can export this. There's so many great things to this. So, you know, I can't make this video too long for you guys, but this is basically product research 101. Now, this is how you do it, but you also need to know what the criteria is. You need to know what it is that you're searching for. And so I have another video on YouTube that is great. I can link that for you guys. But again, I highly recommend you taking a course because, yeah, there's information that you can get on YouTube. I try and provide as much value to you as I can, but it's never going to be the same as taking a step-by-step course. So if you're interested in learning more about Amazon FBA, click below to subscribe to my mailing list, and I will send you more free training. And also, again, everything mentioned in this video will be down below in the links. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys. If you want more in-depth training, feel free to comment that down below. I'd be more than happy to do an hour-long video. I don't even know how long this video is, but I'd be more than happy to go more in-depth with these videos. It's something that entertains me. I like doing it. So if that's something you want to see, let me know. All right, guys, have an amazing day. Bye.